It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Everything's the same.
Stop here. Good morning from Lake Kawaguchiko. It's a bittersweet morning because we are leaving the mountain views behind and today we are heading towards the coast. We've got a long day of driving ahead, about 100 kilometers, and the car is packed now. Somehow we have more bags than when we started. So today our destination is Yokohama, but we've got a scenic detour plan before we drop this car off tonight and switch to recovery mode for the next few days before we fly back to Singapore. About 45 minutes into the drive, we pulled off the highway to see the Saruhashi Bridge. Saruhashi Bridge is one of Japan's 3 odd bridges. What's unique is that it has no pillars. It is held up entirely by cantilevered wooden beams jutting from the cliffside. It is a quick 20-minute stop, but the engineering and the blue water in the gorge are stunning. If you're driving this route, don't just zoom past, because this is the perfect lake stretcher place. Now, back on the road, we navigated through Hachioji and the Tokaido interchange. As you get closer to Yokohama, the traffic definitely picks up. We headed straight to Nippon Rent a Car to return the car. Now, why did we return the car so early? Well, parking in the city is a major factor. Our hotel, the Hyatt Regency, has great secured covered parking, but comes with a surcharge of 300 yen every 30 minutes and capped at 2,000 yen per entry. But if you are driving in and out to sightsee, those costs really defeats the purpose of the rental car, right? So it's much more economical and stress-free to just return the car and rely on our feet and the trains for the next 2 days. We spent 3 nights at the Hyatt Regency Yokohama. We actually debated staying in the more central area near Don Quixote, but for the same price, we chose the Hyatt. It was a fantastic decision. The hotel is 5-star luxury at the price that's much more affordable than in Tokyo. The kids were obsessed with the massive bathtub, and the whole place felt like a proper reset. Even though it is slightly further from the central station, the location is perfect for walking. For example, we were just 5 minutes away from Chinatown and a short stroll from the red brick warehouse area. For the comfort we got, it was a total parent win. Since we were so close, we spent plenty of time exploring Chinatown. The atmosphere is just so vibrant. We also spent an afternoon at the Yokohama red brick warehouse. This place is full of character. It is beautifully preserved historical architecture from the old port area. The atmosphere along the waterfront is incredibly relaxed and scenic. Pro tip: if you are here in October, they even host a massive Yokohama Oktoberfest right at the square. But the real highlight for the kids was actually the Anitouch at Minato Mirai. We visited on the weekday and it cost 1,005 yen for adults and 800 yen for children. Beyond just seeing the animals, you get to interact with them. Everything from howler monkeys to ring-tailed lemur, iguana, and phoenix fox. And of course, the capybaras. Getting to pet and feed them was an incredible experience for the kids. Afterward, we wandered by the bay at night, passing the glowing lights of Cosmo World. We also hit the central Yokohama area for some final shopping. First stop, Yodobashi. Now, most people go there for electronics, but we actually head straight for the toy section. We pick up some Mario plushies, play models, and a bunch of unique toys you can only find in Japan. And here's a major tip: if you are looking for Onitsuka tiger shoes, skip the crowded Tokyo branches. We went straight to the Onitsuka tiger at Yokohama River. In Tokyo, we often found limited models and sizes, but here, they had almost everything in stock. It is much more chill and a lot easier to find your sizes. We also swung by the Yokohama Bay Quarter for the massive Seriya there, the perfect spot for aesthetic 100 yen finds. When it comes to our last day, now most people would take the Narita Express or so-called NEX from Yokohama station to the airport. It would take about 90 minutes, but for a family of 4, it adds up. For us, it would have cost about 27,000 yen. That's about 9,000 yen per adult and 4,500 yen per child. And that doesn't even include the taxi fare to get our mountains of luggages from the hotel to the station. So instead, we decided to rent a Toyota Sienna for the day. The total cost, including the rental, petrol and tolls, it ended up at about 20,000 yen. I spent about an hour picking up the car, but it saved us the massive hassles of navigating stations with kids and luggages. We loaded everything right from the hotel lobby. It is cheaper, it's easier and much more comfortable. And because we had a 6 p.m. flight, so we used our last few hours to visit Naritasan Omotesando, which is right near the airport. The traditional architecture here is truly captivating. It's like stepping back in time. The ambience provides such a delightful cultural immersion for our last few hours in Japan. The street is packed with street food, handicrafts, souvenirs, coffees, and many more. And not forgetting the unagi restaurants. The popular spots usually have very long queues here, so we decided to pack some bentos and snacks to eat comfortably back in our Toyota Sienna. It was the perfect way to have one last traditional meal without the stress of a ticking clock. I dropped the family and the bags at the terminal first, then went to return the car. The return process at Narita was super smooth and only took about an hour back to back. Just remember to fill up the tank right before the drop-off. Looking back, choosing Yokohama as the last leg of our Japan road trip was a strategic masterstroke. First, Tokyo is often too crowded, and by this point in the trip, we would have enough of hustle. Second, the value for money on 5-star hotels here at Yokohama is unbeatable for a final recharge. And third, the car rental logistics to the airport actually save you money compared to the train. Now, if you are planning your own Japan adventure, definitely consider Yokohama for your final stops. With that, I now conclude all the videos on our trip to Japan. Do check out my other videos where I documented our 17 days in Japan. You may click on the playlist that shows up on your top right corner now.
Okay, let's choose one. Oh.
I've covered Tokyo places, night strolls in Kinshicho seeing Tokyo Skytree. We drove to Nikko, Toshogu and Irohazaka Winding Road, and we also drove to Saitama Railway Museum. I also did a video to show you the best panoramic view in Tokyo, as well as taking Tokyo Sakura Tram, the oldest tram since 1913. We stopped by Kamakura to explore Komachi Street and experience the popular Enoshima Electric Railway before heading to Kawaguchiko. We spent a good few days chilling at Kawaguchiko with beloved Fuji-san. I compiled a video on how it looks like on a perfect one-day Mount Fuji itinerary with kids. This video concludes our 17 days in Japan that we ended in Yokohama before driving to Narita Airport. I've also made a few videos on renting budget K car and why you might want to seriously consider the option when you are in Japan with your young kids. If you are traveling to Japan soon and need some inputs, do let me know in the comment down below. I'll be happy to share my experience and answer any questions you may have. Thank you for joining us on this journey, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more travel tips. See you in the next one.
How does it taste like? Salty.
Process. His brain is processing. Now it's dot dot dot.
Whoa.
How do you describe?
I love the texture of this. The chocolate is very smooth.
Is
Again,
it sweet or not sweet?
not that sweet. Okay. I think there's a bit too much. I think there's a bit too less cookie. I mean chocolate on it. Yeah, a bit too less chocolate.
Flavor. Cocoa is good.
Hmm?
The cocoa biscuit. Is it a cocoa biscuit?
I think so.
Is it dark or milk chocolate biscuit?
Milk chocolate.
Do
It
you
is.
recommend people to buy?
Yeah, you should try it. Yeah, it's chocolate, yeah.
Because it's not everywhere have it, right?
Mhm.
Isn't it a mouth-watering, right?
Mhm.
But what is the rating like? 5 is the highest.
5 is the highest. 5.5.
4.5.
Mm.
Thumbs up.